Welcome to the Business Intercept, and today I want to start off with our first story, and I gotta tell you, it's these type of stories that I want to find and really bring to you on the Business Intercept, because I think, not only is it interesting, but when you really think beyond just the story and the product I'm about to show you itself, it kind of demonstrates what really kind of begins businesses, fuels businesses, and really begins to make millionaires and billionaires for people in the country. And that's first this idea of ideas and innovation. They say the easiest way to come up with a new business idea or new product idea to sell or invent is when you look for something that you want for yourself, whether it's a service, a product, something that would make your life easier, that would work better, that you can't find, and you get so frustrated with not being able to find that you decide to do it on your own. And this is I tell you, this product, I'm so excited about it because I think it really encapsulates what it is that makes people really get into business even when they didn't think that they ever would. And that's the way fortunes are made, that's the way families are provided for, and the way products that help other people in some way or fashion enter the market. So let's take a look at this story here. I found it on MSN.com, and it was more of a video story, not really a lot of print about it. So I'm just going to go off and start off right at the website. Take a look at this. NotaWheelChair.com. And take a look at this bad boy right here. I tell you. Basically, this is what I like to call an extreme wheelchair. You take a look at this, it's got the knobby tires just like a mountain bike or one of those fat tire bikes, except this is built primarily for people who need wheelchairs, who want to be able to go more places than just where a normal wheelchair that we're used to seeing can go. This looks like it can go over rough roads, rocks, grass. I tell you, it's really exciting what it's going to do. So what I'm going to do real quick here is pull up the video for it and play that for you. And then you'll have an idea. It's about 50 seconds long, so it's not that bad. But I wanted you to get an idea of exactly what this can do. So I'm just taking a look at that. I mean, people who are living in the country, this is perfect for them. So your grandfather, grandmother. Now, obviously, the girl herself is handicapped in some form or physically challenged, as they like to say it now. So that's why they made it to help themselves out. And obviously, this is something that they thought others would like. Now, imagine if your wife or a husband is in a wheelchair and you aren't, but you like to bike, for instance. Well, they can't go with you, but something like this, they would be able to. It's just an innovative type product that I think is really, really good. So think about this. Again, the big example was somebody who is, handicapped, who's wheelchair bound because of some sort of accident. Maybe they're a war veteran, some sort of disease, anything like that in which they can't walk. Right now, they have powered wheelchairs, but they look like wheelchairs. You're not going over what we just saw. You're not going over grass, gravel. You're not going through the woods. You're certainly not going to the beach in that thing. But with this, you'd be able to do that. So imagine the possibilities that are opened up for people if they have a product like this. And, again, beaches, vacations, walking in the woods. I mean, I could just go over and over again repeating myself, but this is the type of innovation that we need in this particular country. So when you go to the website, so you take a look at the website, obviously it comes in a lot of different colors. The price is about near $5,000, which is not cheap, particularly for people who you would think would be in this position. Maybe their income might be limited, and I'll get into that in a second for why I bring that up. But you can get full suspension or none. It seems to me that the whole point of having this is to go over rough terrain, so you would want to have full suspension. You can have smooth street tires or knobbly, one battery or two batteries, and just take a look at this. I mean, this is an off-road wheelchair that is really, really well designed. I think according to this, they're going to start shipping in September of this year, so they might be behind schedule because of coronavirus in terms of their factories and everything else. But I tell you, this is phenomenal what this couple has done. I mean, take a look at just that photo right there in front of the mountains that was just there a second ago. It's going to come back up here in a second. It just opens up a world of possibilities. So here's what you want to keep in mind when you think about a product like this, because it's $5,000, yes, so it's not inexpensive, but there are a number of people who would be able to afford this. But it goes beyond just someone who's physically challenged, because you could put a cart on the back of this thing and just drive it down the street to the grocery store, get your groceries, come back. Now, I'm not sure you could get that into the grocery store, but still, I see there's a woman in my apartment complex who teeters around the neighborhood in a three-wheeler electric scooter. And I see her, again, going through the apartment complex all the time. I see her going out past the apartment complex to head toward Walmart or some other places. Sometimes she's just doing it with her little dog just to get away from her surroundings, and I see her just going around in a loop. This would have much more capability than something like the electric scooter. And even though this is a wheelchair or designed for people who are in wheelchairs, as it states right in the website, it's not a wheelchair because there's more you can do. You see in this little picture here, you could put your regular wheelchair in the back. So assuming you had a way to move yourself from one to the other, again, you could go into the store with your regular wheelchair, move it up onto the top of this, and then head back home. The possibilities for this are enormous. And so when I say that, let me kind of give you an example of what I mean. I'm going to open up, let's see, I'm going to go here in my files. No, that's not what I want. And I'm going to open up a couple of important things here. Let me just move this out. Actually, I'm going to move. Come on, computer. Let's move this over here. So when you think about the electric scooter market, all right, this is why this could be a game changer, not only for this couple, but for many investors that might decide to get involved in a company and product like this. All right. So this is a screenshot that I took from this research company, Grandview Research. The electric scooters market has a size estimated at $18.6 billion a year in 2019. Okay. And expected to reach about $20 billion or more this year, 2020. That's a lot of money. Okay. Anybody who uses an electric scooter could use this device right here. Okay. When you start talking about areas of the country where an electric scooter does not work because of where you are, again, if you're in a real rural area, an scooter with their small wheels and everything else might not work that well. So I could very easily, not saying this could happen, but I could very easily see a situation in which insurance companies began offering either coverage or discounts under certain policies for something like this, because it's a better option than an electric scooter. Because let me tell you something, there's nothing worse than an insurance company paying for an electric scooter for somebody who ends up getting hurt on their electric scooter because they tried to take the scooter someplace where it can't really go. And believe me, having worked in the insurance industry, I can tell you that happens a lot. Okay, but let's take a look at beyond this and look at just the regular wheelchair market. That's not a small market size either. So we're just going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see. So the wheel market is expected to reach $8 billion by 2026. So something like this in this market has a lot of upward growth. Wheelchairs, electric scooters. And then beyond that, when you take a look at this particular device, there's certainly no reason why a regular person couldn't use this. I mean, maybe if you're out in the rural area with dirt roads or small town roads, a husband and wife, one might be able-bodied, they might buy two of these and drive together. I mean, why be in a car when you can have the sunshine? I mean, think about this. I'm going to use an analogy here just to make a point, to kind of expand on just how big something like this could become. One of the reasons people ride motorcycles is because they like the thrill of the air, of the wind going through their hair, like being in the outdoors, don't want to be cooped up in the car. They feel a sense of freedom on a motorcycle. And the fact that they're more dangerous than cars, and that if you get into a bad accident in a car, you can probably survive, and if you get into a bad accident on a motorcycle, you probably won't, that doesn't deter people. We know how large the motorcycle market is. And that doesn't even take into account, that doesn't even bring into the part regular scooters, which have in recent years become very large in the U.S., following after Europe as well. So my point is, people who can no longer do that, they still have that desire. Something like this could give them that. That expands the base market that this company has in which to offer this product. And $5,000, it's a good chunk of change, but it's, somebody could save up for it, somebody could buy their grandmother for it as a birthday gift. I mean, there are any number of ways people will end up with this, and it could have very good sales. Now, their website's a little bit sparse, so they'll need to kind of work on that. It looks like with this donate button that what they probably did to start this was some sort of Indiegogo or Kickstarter type program. That's what a lot of these newer devices and things do. They try to get proof of concept from a marketplace first. Although, to be quite honest with you, as long as this thing performs mechanically, there really shouldn't be any issue with any proof of concept. It seems like a no-brainer to me, and it seems like one of those products that you would say, boy, why didn't I think of that? So I certainly wish this couple well. I'm going to reach out to them. Here's their, if you want to get more information, here's their email address. Obviously, the website is NotaWheelChair.com. I'm going to reach out to them and see if I can get some further information and kind of get a little bit more detail on what their story is and how they went about the process of putting this together. I think that would be an interesting interview to provide for you on the Business Intercept. That's going to be it for this particular segment. I've got another segment coming up in a few minutes, so be looking out for that video. If you have a comment or question about this particular product, about the Business Intercept in general, please place it below. Hit the subscribe button and the like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, so that when a new video comes out with some other business news, you'll get notified.